Hello and welcome. So today it is all about the House of Dastan because there is a new fragrance and the name of this fragrance is Unseen. Now, I have been so excited and waiting by the minute to be able to actually publish this video because the fragrance was sent to me about maybe a month in advance of launch. The fragrance just launched this past Saturday, so I've had the opportunity to use it and gather my thoughts, and today I'm ready to give you all the details. Now, you may recall that I shared with you the collection of House of Dastan maybe about a little bit over a month ago. And I talked to you about You, which is my total obsession and continues to be. And I also shared with you Love Flame and Game of Joy, which I think is their top seller. And I also shared with you Light Breeze, right? The one that's a freshie. So today I'm going to share with you the other two fragrances. There's a new one, as I said, which is Unseen, but there's also a fragrance that I had not tried, which is Five Senses. And today I'm also ready to give you a detailed review. So by the end of this video, you will have a total picture of all of the fragrances that you can find within the House of Dastan collection. So today I am going to quickly give you a recap just to refresh your memory about the ones that I have already reviewed. We're going to go really fast. And then of course, I'm going to jump into quite a bit of detail as it relates to their new launch, which is Unseen. And of course, Five Senses, which is the fragrance that I haven't reviewed for you yet. I also want you to know that at the end of the video, of course, I will be ranking the fragrances for you so that you know which ones are my favorite, which ones I highly recommend, and why. And I also have a surprise for you in this video because the Max Aroma team so kindly sent me an additional full bottle of Game of Joy. And I will be announcing the details of that giveaway somewhere throughout this video. So please make sure to just keep on watching. So let's go ahead and jump right in because we have quite a bit to cover. But before we do so, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in, and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go, fam. All right, so this is the new fragrance, and of course, it comes in the beautiful bottle that we've come to, recognize the House of Dastan fragrances as soon as we see this bottle. It is absolutely luxurious, it's very weighty, it's very, very beautiful, and it has quite a bit of detail. So I'm going to go ahead and start by just giving you a quick recap, as I said at the beginning, of the fragrances of this house that I've already reviewed for you just to refresh your memory. But I also wanted to let you know that all of the fragrances that I will be sharing today, including the fragrance of the giveaway, were so kindly sent to me by the Max Aroma team. Now, although these fragrances were sent to me, this video is not sponsored, as in I'm not being paid to say what I'm going to say about these fragrances. And of course, you know that I am going to tell you the truth regardless. So let me go ahead and share a little bit about the House of Dastan because it is so new that I just want to make sure that you know a little bit about them. And I did share this information during the first video, the one where I reviewed 4 of their first fragrances. And I'll be sure to link it right up here because there's quite a bit of detail in that video that I will not be providing today because it would be redundant. But I do want you to know that this is a fragrance house that is actually owned and was founded in 2024, but it is owned by the owners of Max Aroma, which are a brother and sister. They are Ahmed and Sonia Arefian. So I also want you to know that the vision behind the House of Dastan, which I find fascinating, is to blend Paris refinement, Persian artistry, and New York style. Now, isn't that beautiful? The perfumer behind all of the fragrances within their portfolio is Richard Urban, which is known for his work with Tom Ford. So imagine the level of quality of these fragrances. The fragrances right now can only be bought at Max Aroma. It's an exclusive, and I do have a discount code for you, which I will share. And I also want you to know that, of course, later on, as I said in the opening, I will be announcing a very interesting giveaway that you don't want to miss out on. But you know, Max Aroma is one of those retailers that is very established, very reputable. I've been a customer for quite a long time before I started, working with them. And, they also offer 2-day free shipping, which is very important in what I do, obviously. And I know that for you, it's important too, because once we order a fragrance, we just want to receive it as soon as possible. But their customer service is truly top notch. So if you haven't given them a try, this is your golden opportunity. So just to give you a quick recap, let's start with Love Flame, which I've already reviewed for you, but just to remind you of what I thought about this fragrance. So to me, this is the sexy fragrance of their portfolio, because when you sniff this fragrance, it truly speaks to like sensuality and allure. You're going to pull, but you're going to pull like in a sensual way. It's a very, very alluring kind of fragrance that gives you the feel that you could like take over the world, that nothing can stop you, and that you can just bring a room to your feet with your sensuality and your allure, which makes you a very, very sexy individual. That for me is the feel of this fragrance. And of course, it is an exquisite scent, but to me, it is all about that sexy vibe. The other fragrance that I did share with you during that first introduction video was Game of Joy. Now, Game of Joy I think it's their top seller, because you cannot hear anybody talk about, the House of Dastan without mentioning Game of Joy, because Game of Joy is truly like a joy fragrance. It is a very like spring and summer in a bottle kind of scent. But when I tell you this is absolute perfection and exquisite, this one is still not at the top of my list, but it is actually number 2. Because it is truly, truly incredible. This is a fragrance that will give you that vibe of fun, flirty, vibrant, bright, like a pep in your step kind of fragrance. It'll make you feel immediately, or place you like outside on a beautiful summer day, where you can almost feel the warmth of the sun touching your skin. That is what you're going to get from Game of Joy. It is just an incredible fragrance. Now if you saw that first video of mine, you know that this is an obsession for me. This is the most exquisite, floral, fruity gourmand that you could possibly imagine. Oh, I have to sniff it. This is a fragrance that just evokes every possible yummy, good feeling. This is the type of gourmand that you can dress up, you can dress down, you can use it for any occasion. I mean, it is a fragrance that, while being yummy, will not make you smell like food. It will make you smell beautiful, and just gives you such a good feel all around, because the composition of the notes is just so balanced and the blend is just exquisite. And then the last fragrance that I've already shared with you here is Light Breeze, and I just have this travel size. Light Breeze is that freshie within their portfolio, and even when I shared today with you 5 Senses and their new one, Unseen, this one continues to be the true freshie. It is a fragrance that does lean, in my opinion, a tad to the masculine side, but that has not stopped me from using it. I also shared with you during the first video that I love to layer with it, because it adds quite a bit of character to any like floral, fruity or just floral kind of fragrance. It is perfection, and it will also take a fragrance that's best suited for like the fall and winter season, and if you layer with it, it will automatically make it like a spring summer. It is a very, very beautifully done freshie that is very well balanced, and that I really can see like a gent or a lady wearing, but it does lean a tad to the masculine side. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about 5 Senses. Now, 5 Senses is the fragrance that I have not reviewed this one here for you on the channel, so I am going to give you a very detailed review. And it's very important that you do consider everything that I say if you're interested, because this to me is not a safe blind buy. This is definitely, of all of the fragrances that I've shared with you, and even the one that I'm going to introduce to you today, all of those fragrances for me are pretty much safe blind buys as long as you consider everything that I've discussed with you and you are okay. But this fragrance, this is not a safe blind buy. This is actually a very, in my opinion, polarizing fragrance. This is the type of fragrance that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. I also truly believe that for you to enjoy this fragrance, you have to have kind of like a trained nose, because the olfactory journey that you're going to get from this fragrance is quite complex. And I can tell you, I have absolutely nothing like it in my entire collection. It did take me by surprise because just by reading the notes, I was expecting not something totally different, but I was expecting, something along these lines, but not with this amount of depth. Because this is a fragrance with a ton of character that is very bold and unapologetic. So Five Senses is a fragrance that opens. I have to tell you, this is not a safe blind buy, but I love this fragrance. I just really do, guys. This is a fragrance with so much character. As soon as I sniff it, it really does evoke a feeling, which I'm going to talk about later. And it is like, it truly, truly is a mood altering fragrance. But this is a fragrance that opens with quite a bit of vanilla. The vanilla comes in like on an ambery base because the fragrance is also quite ambery. As the journey continues, you are going to notice that the fragrance becomes warm, spicy, and the one spice that really stands out for me is the note of cardamom. I think that there's some pink pepper that has been disclosed as a note, but the one that I really pick up on is the cardamom. Now, while those spicy notes are present, it's almost like for a minute, the vanilla takes a back seat. It doesn't disappear completely, but the vanilla does take like a back seat to that spiciness that you're going to pick up in the fragrance. At all that, then like midway in the olfactory journey, you're going to notice that the fragrance has also now become quite aromatic. It is very, very aromatic. And at that moment, you're going to start to pick up little sniffs of the tobacco and for sure the oud. And we're going to talk in detail about the oud. Now, I do want you to know that yes, you do have to enjoy a fragrance that has the note of oud, in order to enjoy this one, because the oud note here is present. It's not a barnyard oud. It is a very a blended, sophisticated, smooth kind of oud that just adds to that feel that I'm going to tell you about in a little bit, because I am telling you, this is a mood-altering fragrance for sure, and a fragrance with quite a bit of character and oomph. At the dry down, you are going to get a scent that is exquisitely beautiful, that has several facets to it. That's the only way that I can describe it. It has that vanilla that is very present to the point of kind of being dominant. It has those spicy notes, that amberiness that never leaves the fragrance. You have a very smooth, very light tobacco, not faint. It is there, but it is really not a very, very present note. It's just there to like highlight and add a bit more of an impact to the fragrance overall, but it's really not a dominant note. So I would not be worried about that. And all of that on that base of that oud. The oud is a very, very smooth oud. It's like a level 3, which means that you are going to pick up on the oud, but because the oud here is not barnyardish at all, it's going to come across as very smooth and more like a level 3. Now, I do want you to know that at the dry down, one of the accords and tonalities that I clearly pick up from this fragrance is that it has a touch of an animalic quality and a bit of earthiness that I don't know where it's coming from, but I am picking up on a tad of earthiness to the fragrance. But all of that, I am telling you, all of that comes together so beautifully. And that's what has impressed me so much about Five Senses. This is a joy for someone like me to wear, because the olfactory journey here, you never know what's coming next. Even, I've had the chance to use this fragrance a couple of times for a full day. And just when I think that I know what's coming next or what I'm going to pick up on, it surprises me because the blend here has been done exceptionally. Now let's talk about the feel of Five Senses, because Of all of the fragrances from the House of Dastan collection that I've tried and reviewed to date, which are basically all of them, all 6 of them at this point, I can tell you that this fragrance, while I'm telling you it's not a safe blind buy, I absolutely admire the creativity behind this fragrance, because I am telling you there's nothing like it in my entire collection. But the feel of this fragrance is what takes it for me to the very next level. Because the feel of this fragrance is that of like a self-actualized kind of individual. Someone who is bold and unapologetic in their ways, but who at the same time is like a peacemaker. It's not that they're non-confrontational, no. It's that they have a very beautiful gift or skill to be able to mitigate, very confrontational type of situations in a peaceful and graceful way. This is someone who doesn't have a lot of friends, but the friends that they do have are very deeply rooted connections. There is a depth to everything about this individual. There is nothing that happens by chance. Everything is done intentionally and based on purpose, right? That is what I pick up from this fragrance. It is truly that type of individual. It's a very, very self-actualized person that doesn't take anything very seriously. It's not that they're irresponsible. It's just that they don't allow anything to become overwhelmingly serious. It's like they have a lightness to life that I just can't explain. But that is the feel that you are going to get with this fragrance. And that is why, for me, this is best suited for the ages of 25 plus. Can I see someone in their early 20s pulling off this fragrance? Probably. It really depends on you, on how you're going to be able to carry it. But I think that this is best suited for the ages of 25 plus. The other thing that I am loving about the fragrances of House of Dastan, guys, is that most of them, I think it's all of them except for one at this point, you can use all throughout the year for any occasion, day or night. Now, this is a fragrance that, because of that amount of character, I would not necessarily, say that it is good for the gym or to go do yoga or go ride your bike. No, because this is a fragrance with way too much character. But other than that, you can use it for just about any occasion, day or night. The other thing that has me so impressed about Five Senses is that it is a beast. On my skin, this fragrance is a beast. Once it reaches that dry down, I am telling you, it is not moving, and it well exceeds the 8-hour mark. It's more like around 10 hours without me having to overspray. And on clothes, even after I launder them, I can still pick up on the scent of this fragrance. So this to me is definitely a beast mode fragrance. But all in all, I have to tell you, I am madly in love with this fragrance. I am so happy. And if the Max Aroma team is watching, thank you so much for sending me this fragrance, because this is not for everybody, but it is certainly a deep love for me. Please let us know if you've tried Five Senses, or if you do place an order and you try it. I really want to hear from someone else, because I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this fragrance, and this one is very special. So now let's talk about the fragrance that we've all been waiting for, which is the very latest. It was just launched, and it is Unseen. Okay, I have to say that I shared with you during the first video that one of the things that had me impressed about the House of Dastan as a fragrance house itself is that I could clearly see that there had been quite a bit of thought when designing these fragrances, when launching this entire collection, because each fragrance brings something to the table. That is something that I shared with you. And now that I've had the opportunity to try the other two, like this new one, Unseen, and Five Senses, which I just finished reviewing for you, I am telling you, each one of these fragrances is designed to address a different feel or a different occasion or moment or event in your life. Or it's designed for you to wear it depending on your personality or the mood that you're in for the day, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because I can tell you that Unseen is absolutely incredible. To me, it is your perfect everyday pull fragrance. Unseen is a fragrance that It is so smoothly beautiful. While Five Senses was all about making a very bold statement, right? And a very bold presence, Unseen, as the name of the fragrance says it, truly is about an individual that is an expert at being below radar or going below radar, whether it's at an event, at an occasion, in the office, in a family event. It doesn't matter. They're an expert at remaining below radar. But here's the thing about this individual. This individual has magnetism and a presence to them. So they will be in the group, they will be below radar, but all of a sudden, and for whatever reason, they are noticed. That is the feel of this fragrance. It is that type of individual. It is a very serene but with personality kind of fragrance. It is very smooth. It's not trying too hard to make you smell any kind of way, but it is there. It does not announce itself, but it is present. I am telling you, this fragrance is such a game changer in my collection and so special. I am so thoroughly impressed with this house. I can't say it enough. You know, not only am I not being paid to do this video, but it's not their expectation that I was going to do a dedicated video. I'm just being very honest with you. I had to do this video because number one, I've been using these fragrances and I am telling you that they are not just any fragrance. They are a very special creation, something that clearly to me says that they took quite a bit of thought in designing each one, in the notes, in the feel of each one. I can just tell it was not just a project of just throwing some notes together and just creating a fragrance line. Oh no. There is a total thought, a very methodical approach to whatever was done to put these fragrances together, I am telling you. So Unseen is a musk-based fragrance that does open with the vanilla, but the vanilla is not dominant. Actually, in the opening, I get several notes. One of them is the vanilla. It's not dominant. I immediately pick up on the fig, and the fig is present and is not going anywhere. The fig will be with you throughout the entire olfactory journey, at the dry down, and throughout the wear of the fragrance. But this fragrance has a level of sophistication, I am telling you, that I just cannot explain. This fragrance is a perfect signature type of scent because you can use it for any season of the year, for any occasion, day or night, for the gym, for Pilates, for riding your bike. It is incredible. The fragrance also has a bit of a lactonic quality because it does have the note of milk, but it's not really what I would call a lactonic fragrance, if you know what I mean. It just has a tad of a lactonic quality to it. And I also pick up on a bit of earthiness. The musk, it is a musk-based fragrance. It's like a level 3 musk, so you are going to get that musk. But the musk is not animalic in any kind of way. But you are going to get a tad of earthiness, and I am pretty sure that that earthiness that I pick up in the fragrance, which is not in the opening, it's more like towards the dry down, is the patchouli. But all in all, this is a very well blended fragrance that speaks to a versatility that you're not going to find in the other fragrances within their portfolio. This one is, to me, the one that's truly designed for you to just pull. Whenever you're in doubt or you don't know which one to pull, or but you want something that's going to make you smell good, that's the fragrance that you want to pull. It is a very smooth, very sophisticated, very interesting kind of fragrance without doing too much. I am telling you, the individual here is not trying to try too hard. They just want to spray something on and go on their merry way with the confidence that they're smelling incredibly beautiful. That is the feel of this fragrance. To me, this fragrance is completely unisex. I don't think that it leans to the feminine or to the masculine side whatsoever. This is also a fragrance that, although it is a tad lactonic and has that fig and has patchouli and has sandalwood, so there's a tad of woodiness in the backdrop of it all, this is a fragrance that is perfection for any season of the year, as I said before. But I wanted to reiterate that because if I'm you, I'm thinking, Arahi, you just said it's lactonic, but you're saying that we can use it all throughout the year. Yes, because this is not a freshie whatsoever, but there is an airiness and a lightness to the fragrance, which is what makes it so sophisticated and smooth in its ways that is just perfection for any season of the year. This is a fragrance that on its own is just exceptional. But I also have the feeling that during the fall and winter season, if you layer it with like a very woody fragrance, oh wow, it will just become a totally different, like unbelievable, a beautiful, beautiful, bold, and just sophisticated scent. This fragrance to me is the ultimate definition of versatile. This is the one that when in doubt, you pull. That is what I have to say about Unseen. And I have to tell you, this is just incredible. I think that this is the perfect addition. I don't know what else they're going to come up with because the 6 fragrances that they have already have now, for me, covered the gamut of the type of fragrance and the type of feel that I'm usually looking for. On the days where I need confidence, I would definitely pull 5 senses. On the days that I want to feel sexy, I would definitely pull Love Flame. You know what I mean? So that is what you're going to get from their fragrances. All right, so I'm now going to go ahead and rank these fragrances for you. And after this, I am going to share with you the details of the giveaway. So coming in at number 6, it's still the same because during my first House of Dastan video, I did share with you, I did rank them, but I only had 4 at the time. Now I have 6, and coming in at number 6, it's going to be Light Breeze. Not for any reason, because I have to tell you, I love them all. As I said earlier, to me, there is a use and there is a purpose for each fragrance within their portfolio of fragrances. It is very obvious to me that there was quite a bit of thought behind the creation of each fragrance, and I am totally loving that and admiring that. Light Breeze is that freshie. Definitely, if you're looking for a freshie that may even lean a tad to the masculine side, then Light Breeze is your fragrance. For the ladies, if you don't like a fragrance that may lean on your skin a tad to the masculine side, then you can definitely layer Light Breeze with a floral or with a fruity fragrance, and you are going to be in heaven. This is a very well performing fragrance that, layered, it is just going to just take you to the next level of love. Coming in at number 5 is the fragrance that I would pull on those days where I wake up and I either know that I'm going to have a very challenging day at the office and I'm going to need that extra boost of confidence, or I'm going to any type of meeting or even event where I feel a little bit intimidated. We all have our insecurities and I need a boost of confidence. The fragrance for that is definitely 5 Senses, and it's coming in at number 5. I absolutely love this fragrance. It hurts me to put it in number 5 because it should be in number 1, but it's just that the others that are coming up are such deep loves. But anyway, 5 Senses is your confidence boost fragrance. Now coming in at number 4 is for those nights whether it's a date night or it's just a night where I am feeling myself and I just want to, wear a fragrance that really makes me feel sensually alluring and sexy, then Love Flame is that fragrance without a shadow of a doubt. This is a fragrance that as soon as you spray it, it is going to alter your mood. But it is all about feeling and looking sexy. Coming in at number 3 is the fragrance that I just shared with you. And it's that fragrance that you're going to pull on those days where you wake up like a little bit confused, or you're running late and you don't have time to decipher which fragrance you're going to pull. And you just want to pull a fragrance that is going to make you feel special and beautiful without trying too hard, without getting too complicated, but that is perfection and that will perform impeccably. You definitely want Unseen. Unseen is that easy pull fragrance for any season of the year, for any occasion, day or night. Coming in at number 2, and this will not surprise you, is Game of Joy. Game of Joy is just, when I tell you, if you just want to add a pep to your step, it's not a boost, like a confidence boost fragrance. No, it is a joyful fragrance. It is bright. It is vibrant. It speaks to a summer day. It speaks to a beautiful day ahead of you where you just feel good about yourself and you just know that it's going to be a great day. This is the fragrance. It is just perfection, and you are going to fall madly in love with it as soon as you sniff it for the first time. And of course, coming in at number one, which was also number one in my previous video, is You. This fragrance is such an obsession. You know, this is such an incredibly done floral, fruity gourmand. It's not too floral. It's not too fruity. It's not too sweet. It doesn't make me smell like food. It's not too foodie. It is just perfection. This is a masterpiece of a fragrance, in my opinion. I can't speak highly enough. Definitely You coming in at number one. I know that some of you did pick it up, so please let us know if you've tried You. All right, guys, so now let's talk about this giveaway. I am so excited. So this giveaway will be for a full bottle of Game of Joy. So I have my bottle here, and this is a brand new, okay, not opened, in its case and everything, brand new bottle of Game of Joy. And all you have to do to enter in this giveaway is you place an order for any fragrance on Max Aroma, you know, with a minimum purchase of $150, and just send me your receipt to this email, and you automatically will go into that giveaway. And I will be announcing the winner in exactly 1 week from today. So just make sure that you get your hands on one of these other fragrances. Honestly, I mean, you just can't go wrong with any of the fragrances from the House of Dastan. I'm telling you, just pick another fragrance. That'll be your qualifying purchase. And then just send me your proof of purchase to that email that I provided, and you will automatically be entered in the giveaway. And I will be sending you your fragrance if you're the winner. Now, when you place your order to qualify for the entry into the giveaway, be sure to use my discount code so you can save some additional coin. You know, so you can pick up one of these other fragrances and then see if you're the winner of Game of Joy. And even if you've already picked up Game of Joy, you know, that second bottle wouldn't be too bad. But anyway, I hope that you are all excited about this giveaway, because I just know that if you try any of the fragrances from this collection, you are going to fall madly in love. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I hope that this was as enjoyable for you as it was for me. Again, if the Max Aroma team is watching, thank you so much for so kindly sending me all of these incredible fragrances. I am truly so in love with each one of them. I am so impressed with this entire line of fragrances. Thank you so much. To the rest of the fam, thank you so much for watching and for hanging with me as always, and I will see you all in the next video.